holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top-quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at WindowWorldLincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
It's hard to choose a favorite at Hog Wild, but I'd have to say it's their award-winning ribs. Hog Wild buys their meat from those who share their high-quality standards, then hand rubs each slab with their famous seasoning blend and slow smokes them over hickory each and every day for flavor and tenderness you're going to keep coming back for. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Schwieso Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schwieso Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at Schwieso.com. That's SCHWISOW.com. Austin Norman here. Join me and Jay Foreman for Old School, live from Cornhusker Bank at 83rd and O this Friday for their Customer Appreciation Tailgate Party. Larry the Cable Guy will join us during the show, and there's free food and refreshments. We'll be out there for the show starting at 3. You're invited to join us from 4 to 6 p.m. this Friday for Cornhusker Bank's Customer Appreciation Tailgate Party, only at Cornhusker Bank on 83rd and O. Tune in to Outside the Box from 4 to 5 p.m. for everything you need to know about the Lincoln Stars. Join head coach Rocky Russo and play-by-play voice Alex Fern as they sit down with special player guests to tell the story of the Lincoln Stars and give you all the news and notes you need from around the USHL. That's Outside the Box with the Lincoln Stars on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I love Nebraska Pick 3. It's the Nebraska Lottery's very best game, and nothing could ever change my mind.
What if I told you there's now a Nebraska Pick 4?
Say what?
It costs just $1 to play. There's a $6,000 top prize with drawings every day, and you could choose from 6 different bet types. What would you say to that?
I love Nebraska Pick 4. It's the Nebraska Lottery's very best game, and nothing could ever change my mind.
Thought so. Straight bet top prize odds 1 in 10,000.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air,
and Electrical.
Join LES at 6 p.m. Thursday, October 9th at the LES Operations Center to learn about the utilities' proposed 2026 budget and electric rates and share your input at the annual public meeting. Learn more at les.com.
This is the Adam Carriker Show.
Position right of the quarterback, out of the shotgun, 1st and 20. Jailbreak screen in the air. It is tipped. It is intercepted by Carriker at the Missouri 21-yard line.
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America, 8-year NFL vet and All-American defensive lineman Adam Carriker.
Shotgun snap to Everidge. He's got the left arm going, and now he's got a whole lot of Adam Carriker who rips him down inside the 25-yard line.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, Adam Carriker.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. I haven't said this in a while. Welcome back to the fastest hour in radio. VJAC used to say the fastest 2 hours, right? So I can technically still say the fastest hour. Is that
That's
right?
right, yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the fastest hour in radio, the Adam Carriker Show, here on 93.7, The Ticket. What you're going to hear, Husker sports, college football, sports in general. What you're going to get, unique insight, unbridled honesty. And producer Jake and I are going to have a whole lot of fun in the process. Maybe say something smart at some point. The odds are probably below 50% on that, but we'll do the best we can. We got a lot to talk about. Dana Holgorsen gives post-bye week updates on the offense. John Butler gives post-bye week updates on the defense. And I'm literally getting texts as we're sitting here. We will have a live interview with a current player. They're narrowing it down and letting us know here in the next few minutes who that's going to be at some point, again, over the course of the next hour, the fastest hour in radio, YouTube, social media, podcast, television, wherever you're watching this program. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's the noon hour. And that means lunchtime. The lunch hour of the Adam Carriker Show is sponsored by our good friends at Mulberry Barbecue, now with 2 locations at 11th and Cornhusker and at 61st and Apples Way, right off of Highway 2 by Lowe's. Both locations are open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Try their burnt-end sandwich, a brisket burrito, barbecue nachos, full slab of ribs, half-smoked chicken, and much, much more. Plus incredible sides. Get fueled for lunch today or make dinner plans at Mulberry Barbecue, located at 11th and Cornhusker and at 61st and Apples Way, right off of Highway 2. All right, a couple of quick updates. And so I mentioned that Michigan State was banged up going into their bye week. Now they got a bye week, get a little bit less banged up, be a little bit more healthy. All right, but Jonathan Smith, their head coach, just said starting left tackle Stanton Ramil will not play this weekend due to an undisclosed injury, and he will be out, and I quote, close to a month, end quote. As far as I'm concerned, he could be back in 6 days. But he will not be there on the 5th day when they play Nebraska. And he also said the second string Mike linebacker Brady Pieslaf is out for the season with injury. Speedy recovery to both those guys. And did you see this line? Like, people look at me like I'm full of fluff. I'm going to go with that F word. I'm full of fluff. When I say Cincinnati is better than they were last year, unequivocally, I don't know how good. I've said absolutely a bowl team, somewhere between 6 and 9 wins. That's what I've said since I saw them in the pregame on the sideline before we played them in Arrowhead. It's what I've said since the game and how I saw how the game played out. Cincinnati is now actually favored over Iowa State. Did you know that?
I did see that, yeah.
14th ranked team in the country, Iowa State, who frankly, it's high. We're not going to dive into this. Why is Texas rated ahead of Iowa State? Logo? I don't know. Preseason expectations. It's certainly not merit-based. Now, if they played, who'd be favored? Texas would be favored. Are we going off merit or are we going off people's opinions? I'm just saying. All right, that's neither here nor there. That was my little rant on that. Plus, anytime I can take a shot at Gag Me You, it's always fun. Honestly, Penn State popped into my head, too. If you've watched how they beat teams soundly, but they weren't impressive, and then they go out, and Oregon's a very good team. I actually went after Texas, not because of my anti-love for Texas. You like that? Anti-love, Jake?
Anti-love, yeah.
It's because they have been even less impressive than Penn State, to be honest with you. And they are struggling in certain areas. Their defense is elite, and that's why they're going to keep winning games. If they don't solve the quarterback situation, they're going to have more issues. All right, but anyway, Cincinnati is actually favored over undefeated and underranked 14th team in the country, Iowa State. So I thought that was interesting. You got anything real quick before we dive into this?
No, I mean, it is intriguing. And then, I keep kind of looking at Texas Tech, as at the top of the Big 12 along with Iowa State. If Cincinnati gets a win against Iowa State, then they are all of a sudden maybe one of the leaders to win the Big 12 altogether. So even your the 6 to 9 wins that you're projecting, if they get a win this week, there's going to be playoff talk around the Bearcats.
So I'm literally lining up the interview as we speak, but that's okay. Did we call them or they call us 2 weeks ago?
I believe they called us.
They called us. Okay. All right. There. That interview is now on its way. So you make a very good point. I don't want to spend too much time on Cincinnati, but I don't know, man. I want Nebraska to do well. I am the guy that's been the harshest on things in the past because I believe the only way to get better is for things to be held accountable, which hasn't always pleased certain folks, but that's okay. Because Matt Rule said it's not about your feelings. Nobody's coming here to save us. You got to go play better. Isn't that what he said in the press conference yesterday that we discussed?
Yeah.
Sounds familiar. All right. I got more things to get into. Let's dive into what Dana had to say. Dana Holgorsen. I'm going to shock you with this first one, Jake. You ready?
I'm ready.
They got to get better in the red zone. Did you see that coming?
I can agree.
Dude, I'm blindsided. All right. Need to do a better job of scheming up runs. He's calling himself out there because he's the guy who schemes up runs. You know what makes a scheme look really good? Blocking. I'm just saying. Now, Rule said yesterday they have a good offensive line. I forget the exact words, so I'm going to paraphrase. Off day, bad day, whatever it was. Okay. Not a great day to have a bad day. Maybe the best D-line we'll face all year. Penn State's probably up there, too. Those are probably the two best. Iowa's always got a solid D-line. I don't know if their ceiling's as high as Michigan and Penn State. I just want to see it this weekend. Let's see. Everybody has bad days. It's okay. For an entire unit to have a bad day, it's a little harder to believe, but it happens. I just want to see it this weekend. What I'm getting at is you can zone up certain or scheme up certain runs. You can also block certain runs a little bit better, and then they look better. We certainly have size. We certainly have experience. We certainly have capability up front. That is undeniable. Let's see what happens this weekend. Says he needs to get creative. Oh, okay. So I know what I hear the instant he says that. What do you hear? Translate that for us. What does that mean to you, Jake?
To get creative, and is he talking about the red zone still?
He just says creative in general.
Yeah.
The notes I'm looking at, I don't know if it's specifically to the red zone. He went from the red zone to the run game. I think this is a general statement.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's, trying to find different ways to I still can't get my head out of the red zone because they've been moving the ball all right. But yeah, I mean, like it kind of says, I mean, that kind of goes back to the previous clip for me is, it's kind of scheming something up.
What I hear, okay, again, when you speak for a living and you hear other people who are speaking publicly, I think things hit your ears a little bit differently. When I've sat in no less than 1 billion meetings with football coaches over the years, and then I hear them talking, things tend to hit my ears a little bit differently. It doesn't mean I'm right. I could certainly be wrong. It's happened at least once, maybe twice in my life. Would you say that's fair to say?
Yeah, I think so.
My wife would be like 1,000 or 2,000 times, which might be more accurate, but that's okay. What I hear is we aren't executing well enough. We've got to play better and execute better. And until we do, I've got to try to out-scheme people. That's what I heard. I could be wrong. That's my take. Is that crazy bonkerness to you? Or does that seem somewhat of a fair interpretation via Adam Carriker there, Jake?
Yeah, I mean, I can see it. It's interesting, though, because, again, I would be interested in, and I wonder if it was asked, was just, about being creative. Sometimes being creative is not being all that creative, right? It's just leaving a tight end to help with the blocking.
Mm-hmm.
And so maybe at times you're trying to get too creative, trying to X and O's your way and find some different way when really, you might need to do something a little more simple, which was been their calling card all along, was to simplify the playbook.
Is this like reverse psychology? Is that what he means by being creative, making things simpler? Because I actually don't. I mean, he likes a simple playbook, a small playbook. He likes reps, get really, really, really good, know what you're doing, play fast, hit hard, be better at what you do than anybody else is at what they do. And sometimes limiting the playbook can do that. So that's who he is to begin with. So maybe he is talking about the red zone. I can't exactly see what that means in the notes. Let's see here. Michigan State looks like a Big Ten football team. In other words, they're big, they're physical. Don't overlook them. Don't underestimate them. I've said all offseason that they're improved. They're better. People have been overlooking them. They may be a year away from where I think they can. I just really like their head coach, Jonathan Smith. I think he's a really good football coach. I think they I don't want to say struck gold. They struck gold by what they're hoping to get when they got him as a football coach. And I hope that makes sense when I say that. He did say tomorrow will be a big red zone practice. All right. Saturday's going to be a big test. They got to go into every game expecting a one-score game. They need to take advantage of every drive. I'll never forget when I first got the NFL, my D coordinator, Jim Haslett, just starts laughing at me. There's a random OTA practice, no pads, middle of June. My head's spinning because I don't know what the heck's going on. Moved to nose guard at 6'6", 292, because that makes sense. But it is what it is. And he just starts laughing at me. What are you laughing at, you weirdo? And that's how people talk to each other in those type of scenarios. And he goes, you ain't playing Troy State this year, son. You ain't playing Arkansas State. It's the Steelers. It's the Niners. Like he starts to like I wasn't aware of this. My point is, and his point was, he goes, every single game, like if we play 16 games, which is what you played when I was a rookie, he goes 14, 13 at the least are going to come down to the last possession. College football is more, Big Ten and SEC especially, are more like the NFL than it's ever been. You're going to see more close games, more one-score games, and frankly, it's more entertaining. The parity in college football is as good as it's ever been. We have legit like 8 teams that can win a national title. Now it's starting to get narrowed as the season unfolds, but not really, because you can finish 4th in your conference and lose 2 games and have really bad losses and go on and win a national title. But technically, we're starting to see who appears to be the legit contenders. And then you get to the second season and you see what happens. All right, John Butler. Any final thoughts on the offense? Basically, red zone, got to get better. Don't overlook or underestimate Michigan State. And he might change a few things up schematically. That's my big takeaway. You got anything different, Jake?
Well, no bigger takeaway than that. It's just kind of interesting that final one of every possession matters. You go back to the field goal choice, and are you going to? Does every possession matter? Mean these one possession games got to capitalize and get touchdowns over field goals, or you need points every drive? Up for debate.
Should we go for it or kick it? Is that what you're kind of getting at?
Yeah, especially in the red zone. They talk about these red zone struggles. If they just kick field goals in the red zone, their numbers would be better. But obviously, they're being aggressive, and I don't, for the most part, have a problem with it. And I don't think it was a problem last week because they ultimately got the field goal attempt that from going for it. We've talked about it ad nauseum, but there's a big talk from the Husker fan base, and it's just interesting. It's just an interesting philosophy. I think everything depends on the game, depends on the situation, but they seem to be aggressive as far as going for it rather than kicking field goals more often than not.
When you get questioned for going for it on 4th down, when that happens? Yeah. You know the answer. Go ahead and say it.
Yeah, when you don't
make it.
Yeah.
Dan Lanning was 7 for 7 in Happy Valley, and a lot of those were around midfield. 7 times he went for it on 4th down. If he doesn't make those, he's the stupidest coach in the world right now. He's thought of completely differently. So I have no problem going for it. At a certain point, if you're like 0 for 10, maybe stop. But until you get to a certain point, I love being aggressive. I wonder how differently that Michigan game goes. Because, of course, the next time we had a chance to score, it's the only missed field goal attempt we've had all year. What are the odds of those? 1 in 7, because he's 6 out of 7. But you get my point. I think the crowd was ready to explode. It never got to a Colorado fever pitch because I don't want to say the wind was taken out of the sails, but you never got that pick 6 moment. You never got that initial point. We were down 10-0 instead of being up 6-0, 10-0. And it's hard to hit that same pitch versus another game where you had similar anticipation, but it was 28-0 at one point. All right, John Butler, big plays are only happening during the run. They still haven't given up a pass play of over 20 yards this year, by the way, the only team in the country. We are being blocked too much and not tackling very well. What did I say? Blocking, tackling, getting off blocks. I hope they did 1,000 reps of Husker drill, not Oklahoma drill, Husker drill during the bye week. Michigan State's quarterback is dynamic, a very good competitor. He will do whatever it takes to win. He gives props to Cincinnati's quarterback for his performance so far this year. Let's be honest, by doing so, he also gives props to his defense for game 1. And I don't hate that. I think that's fair. They're working on tackling every practice. When I chatted with Osborne last week, the first thing he mentioned in the interview was tackling. And then he went to the 7 sacks. Those are the first 2 things that came up without me really even asking him about it, to be honest with you. So that's what stood out to the old ball coach there. I know that's supposed to be Steve Spurrier, but this is Nebraska. All right, need to get more guys to the ball. Gang tackling is huge. So a lot of times if it's one-on-one, the amount of tackles you miss will go up because guess what? Those guys are pretty good, and if they got a lot of space, it becomes really hard to win in a one-on-one situation. Gang tackling is huge. Rallying to the ball. Watching linemen run 15, 20, 25 yards downfield to help gang tackle, to get that fumble that pops out. And had they not hustled, they wouldn't be there to get it. The offense keeps the ball. Those things they add up to big. They're nothing, bam, till all of a sudden a big play was possible. Then it's a huge deal. Running to the ball, rallying to the ball. Run defense is about an attitude. It's about hitting somebody in the mouth. It's about a level of toughness. It's about blue collar, in your face, smash mouth intensity. I'll say this. Somebody can knock things that I did as a player. You cannot knock me hitting somebody in the mouth. I was willing to hit somebody in the mouth, and I was willing to get hit in the mouth. There were times I got hit in the mouth, and I didn't win, but I was going to get up and hit you in the mouth again. And sometimes, one guy in particular, not a lot, don't misunderstand what I'm saying. There was one guy in particular, he was winning. He was winning, and he was winning in the league. And I just kept hitting him in the mouth, and I won in the fourth quarter. You want to know why, Jake? I to this day, I'm convinced he just got tired of hitting me and winning. And it was like, this guy's still coming. I don't want to do this anymore. And then I started winning. So it's a mentality. It's a physicality. By the way, that did not happen a lot to where I lost for three straight quarters. It was one example one time, which is why I can remember it. But it's an attitude. It's a mentality. It's a physicality. All right. Gabe Moore is a guy he talks about, can help stabilize our run defense. Just need to get him healthy. He's one of the bigger bodies we have. Young guy, freshman, transfer from Mississippi State. But he's one of the bigger bodies we have, along with Keona Davis, a couple other guys. So, let's see. That's my big takeaway from the defense, from the offense. Basically, run defense. It's a physicality, it's a mentality, it's an attitude, and it's rallying to the football to gang tackle. It stands to reason. It stands to reason that if it's me versus a guy one-on-one in a tackling drill versus him and two of my buddies, we've got the advantage now all of a sudden if it's three of us trying to tackle him versus one of us. So that's a lot of it as well. Final thoughts before we head to break, Jake?
No, like you said, a lot of it is a lot of trying to break down all the X's and O's. A lot of times getting off tackles and getting off blocks and tackling can do wonders for your defense. We'll see. I kind of running down the Michigan State side of it too. As far as runs this year, we talk about not giving up 20-yard passes or kind of big plays there. Their longest run on the year is 28 yards. Well, they've had a few of them from Mekhi Frazier and Childs from the quarterback there. But I mean, if they can shore up that end of it, and certainly I think a lot of people think Nebraska's offense can score against their defense. The key is stopping Michigan State's offense. If they can limit the big play in the running game, obviously that would have changed the Michigan game. But certainly that's what they've been focusing on all week. Michigan State hasn't necessarily busted out too many big ones in the run.
Yeah, so when he said, Dana, that Michigan State it looks like a Big Ten football team. They're big, they're fast, they're powerful. Their pass defense is bad. I don't know how else to put it. It's bad. Like, I'm taking the over in this game. And that was before I knew what the over-under was. Now I know it's 53.5. I'm definitely taking the over. That's like what is that, like 23-21 or something? Oh, there's more points being scored than that. I'm taking the over. I felt like I had one more thing. I can't think of what it was. So it must be muy importante. Here's what we're going to do. All right. We are going to come back, and either we're going to do an interview with Roco Spindler, all right, or we're going to chat a little bit more Nebraska football. I got some interesting volleyball stuff, too. All right, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
It's hard to choose a favorite at Hog Wild, but I'd have to say it's their award-winning ribs. Hog Wild buys their meat from those who share their high-quality standards, then hand rubs each slab with their famous seasoning blend and slow smokes them over hickory each and every day for flavor and tenderness you're gonna keep coming back for. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Are you ready to transform your body and your life in just 10 weeks? At Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping, our kickboxing challenge combines heart-pumping cardio, strength training, and proven nutrition coaching to deliver real results. Lose fat, gain strength, and feel more confident than ever. Spots are limited. Don't wait. Join the next Farrell's 10-week challenge starting October 11th and take the first swing towards a healthier, stronger you. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping, results, not excuses. Join today, fxblincoln.com. That's fxblincoln.com.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
Join LES at 6 p.m. Thursday, October 9th at the LES Operations Center to learn about the utilities' proposed 2026 budget and electric rates and share your input at the annual public meeting. Learn more at les.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
I love Nebraska Pick 3. It's the Nebraska Lottery's very best game, and nothing could ever change my mind.
What if I told you there's now a Nebraska Pick 4?
Say what?
It costs just $1 to play. There's a $6,000 top prize with drawings every day, and you could choose from 6 different bet types. What would you say to that?
I love Nebraska Pick 4. It's the Nebraska Lottery's very best game, and nothing could ever change my mind.
Thought so. Straight bet top prize odds 1 in 10,000.
This is the Adam Carriker Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Adam Carriker Show. We got a special guest on the line, starting offensive lineman for the Huskers, Mr. Roco Spindler. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good, sir. How are you?
Hey, man, I appreciate you taking the time. So you just got done at the podium doing a little press conference yourself, and a couple things you said stuck out to me. So I want to ask you initially, let me see here. It says you guys got after it and had a very violent approach in practices during the bye week. Talk to me about what that kind of looked like, what that felt like, if there was any change to how things had been in the past or not.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good approach. I really enjoyed it. It was good on good, and being able to run ball, stop the run, make explosive plays, limit explosive plays is kind of, who's going to win on that rep, offense or defense.
So was it kind of like a little bit of a fall camp practice type feel again, a little bit of vibe like that again?
A little bit. It was just kind of the competitive edge mindset, like who's just going to be the winners and losers on each play.
All right, so you said you guys have kind of gone back to the drawing board, have been really focusing on techniques and the fundamentals and things of that nature when it comes to blocking. What are some of the things, like, for those who maybe haven't played football or haven't played it in a while, what are some of the fundamentals and techniques you guys really have focused on in the past week or so?
Yeah, I mean, for interior, just getting one back, staying on the same level as guards and tackles and centers. Really just playing through one set of eyes, seeing the blitzes, seeing the tips and indicators, and where they're going to line up. What are they showing? If they're bluffing on the left, that means they're blitzing probably from the right. And then just from tackles, just setting 2 back square slightly above, and punching the near point, and just stopping the rush. And then once they stop the rush, guards get out and clear the pocket.
What was Coach Raiola's message to you guys after the Michigan game? You mentioned, obviously not just the tackles, but guards and O-line as a whole wants to play better, obviously going forward. But kind of what was his message to you guys after that game?
Just trusting our basics and believing in ourselves and what we can do and we're capable of doing it. You just have to put it on display.
All right. So one-on-one pass rush. A guy's lined up across from you. You don't know anything about him. What's your what pass rush move can he do to you that is your least favorite pass rush move to have to face? It doesn't mean you can't block it or you're not good at it. You just don't like it. And what are the pass rush moves you hope he comes at you with?
I really don't think about the what if he's going to do this. It's kind of just however I see him line up. If I see him line up as a 3-tech, I'm on the man side. I don't have the slide. I'm just going to set inside crease, slightly above, punches near point. And then he's probably going to work an inside move. And then you just got to keep, my left foot strong and stop the inside rush. And then if he lines up, a little bit tighter, expecting a bull rush, and just kind of regroup my hands, seek my hips, and then drive out the pocket. So there's so many different ways, but for me, I really don't play the what if game. It's just, what is.
I love that you talked about all your pre-snap keys, because I would do the same thing with the linemen. Where's their foot at? Where are they looking? Where's their weight? And I'll never forget, I was doing a pass rush drill. This is oddly enough in a bye week. And the head coach comes over to me, and he goes, "What's your plan for this pass rush?" Now, keep in mind, he was an offensive-minded guy. And I go, "I don't know." He stared at me like I was the stupidest guy he'd ever seen in the world. And he told me a plan, and I got stonewalled. I said, "Coach, can we do that again? Can I do what I want to do?" And I just kind of felt the guy's weight. I won the rep, and he looked at me and he goes, "Fine, Carriker," and just walked away. So it's kind of one of those things where you got your pre-snap reads, but like you said, you don't overthink it. You react, you feel, and you're kind of in the moment reacting as a player and trusting your instincts. So I like that a lot. Talk to me about what you've seen from Michigan State, their defense, and their front four and front seven.
Yeah, I mean, they're a gritty front four. I mean, they're not going to quit on, a pass or a run play. They're going to find a way to escape and make the play and, hold their gap. They're very gap sound. And, they're violent players, and we just have to finish our man on each and every play.
So you mentioned, obviously, you came from Notre Dame. You guys had a very good offensive line a year ago, had a lot of success as a team. In the offseason, you mentioned you thought the talent and the potential of Nebraska's offensive line was very, very high. Maybe could match Notre Dame, maybe even pass it, depending on what happened. But you like the talent in the offensive lineman, was what you were saying, essentially. All right. How's that been playing out so far this season, and how has the offensive line improved all the way back from the preseason?
Yeah, I stand by that, what I said. And I feel like we can just keep, raising up the level of standard of how we play on every day, each and every practice, each and every Saturday. As we keep growing as the season goes on. I mean, think of last year, we were taking our strides, at the end of the season. So, right now it's, a couple new guys starting from, out of state. And, you guys just haven't been in this program for very long. And so you kind of got to feel everybody, where their feet, where their eyes are going to be. And it just takes time. But, in the sense that we got to expedite some things. But I feel like, we have a chance to be something very special at the end of the year.
Roco Spindler joining us here on the Adam Carriker Show. Hey, Rock, I just wanted to ask you, obviously it's been very cool that you can play for schools like Notre Dame and Nebraska. But part of the pitch, obviously, coming over was, I'm sure, part of Donovan Raiola and the offensive line leadership that he provides there. How does that compare from what you're kind of told coming into what it is now? I mean, how's the season kind of played out with Donovan Raiola as coaching?
Yeah, I love that guy. I mean, he gave me an opportunity to come play for the Cornhuskers, and I'm thankful for that each and every day. We just got to keep grinding. Just going back to our technique and our preparation. Just trust what he's coaching, and just put it on display.
If you were given the option to run block 50 times in a game or pass block 50 times in a game, what would you choose? What's more fun for you?
I think we're going to run the damn ball.
Yeah, that's what every offensive lineman should say. And I like the whole phrasing that he used in that as well. All right, man. What's kind of the vibe in that locker room? You guys have the bye week. You said you got after it in practices, physical. Now you're focusing on Michigan State. You got the rest of the season in front of you guys. What's kind of the vibe in that locker room this week?
Yeah, I mean, it's just competitive, edge we're trying to find. It's offense versus defense. Who's going to win each rep, and who's going to come out on top at the end of the practice. And then at the end, we kind of celebrate, get together in the locker room, maybe talk a little shit, and, get back to it and, do it again the next day.
I like that. Who are some of the leaders on that offensive line? Because it's a very veteran group. I mean, you have 5 guys who've got double-digit starts at least, and some of you guys are well into the double digits as far as career starts and amounts and totals of starts. So who are some of the leaders on that offensive line?
I mean, I would say everyone is a leader in this group. They bring their own, different vision of what they believe this O-line can be and what it has and where it can be. I feel like Teddy and Gunner, they're bought into Nebraska. They love this place. I swear they know everything from the coach to players from the 60s all the way to now. So like they are bought in full Husker Nation. And then, you got, your interior guys like, Henry and Justin Evans. I mean, those guys are going to go to war, on each play and each rep and, not give, defense a chance. And then, myself, I feel like I, established myself, a few starts, underneath my belt. And, it's kind of mentally and physically, guy that's going to go to war for his guys.
Yeah, it's interesting. You seem to kind of have at least from the outside, seemed to be a pretty good leader on the team. And obviously coming in, like you said, with some experience, but kind of had to get to know the team. How long did it kind of take to kind of fill out what leadership role maybe was needed for you and what you could kind of do? Or did you just kind of come in with a plan and try to follow that?
Yeah, I think maybe, a week. I kind of, got, the workouts down, my routine, in hand. Kind of got to learn, a lot of the guys' names. I mean, there's a lot of players on this team. You get to know where they're from, at least on the offense side of the standpoint. And then, just, by week 2, week 3, we had a, just players only offensive line meeting, and we just talked about our burn and our why and where we see this group being.
Last question for you, and I appreciate your time. Talking about strength and conditioning just a little bit, because every strength coach is a little bit different. It doesn't matter how good they are, how long they've been around, or how young. There's certain things that kind of are going to travel from every strength coach, yet every strength coach can be a little bit different. What are some of the similarities? What are some of the maybe differences from the strength and conditioning program here at Nebraska versus maybe what was at Notre Dame?
Yeah, I mean, the strength and conditioning program here is elite, but also it's paired with an elite recovery and treatment plan as well. The sports science that goes involved, on each rep of your bench press or squat. It's paired with, what you should be doing recovery-wise. I necessarily didn't have that at my former place, but now it's something special, and you've never seen it. And, I can't really describe it over the phone. Like, you have to see it with your own eyes and be a part of it, what they're building here.
It is pretty cool, Jake. It is pretty cool. All right, Roco, I appreciate you. Thanks for taking the time. Good luck on Saturday.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, real quick. So that coach was Bill Callahan, by the way. When I said offensive-minded, not just offensive-minded, offensive line-minded. To this day, I swear he set me up to fail. I got stonewalled. I just stared at him. He hated that I didn't have like a distinct plan, though. Like when I'm doing one-on-one pass rush, what he described, Roco, is the same thing that I would describe. I would look at the offensive lineman. All right, which way is your fat butt leaning? How are your feet? How wide? How skinny? How far are you back in your stance? Can I knock you off the ball with my first step? All right, are you leaning ahead? Can I snatch you? Can I get around? All these little things. But once the ball was snapped, I was reacting. Like he told me whatever. I don't remember what the stupid plan was. I shouldn't say stupid. I don't remember. I was stupid because it didn't work. I don't remember what the plan was, but it was like, you're going to club rip followed by a swim, whatever it was. And I was so mad. And I just stared at him. So he was dumbfounded. I didn't have a plan. I was dumbfounded because his plan worked so poorly. And I'm not saying I won every rep, but I did win the next rep. And I got my point across to him like, Coach, I got this, man. Just let me do my thing here. You're the coach of the offensive guys. Go over there. Let my D-line coach work with me. But anyways, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back. And we got lots of stuff to talk about. Don't go anywhere. Oh, we do got to give a shout out, though. This show does not happen with the fans, without the people, and without our partners and sponsors in business. So as a former Husker and NFL player, I'm a little bit of a health nut. Hydration recovery start at home, and we have teamed up with Culligan of Lincoln. Soft water means better showers, cleaner dishes, and it protects your water heater and appliances. Their high-efficiency softener cuts salt and water usage. For drinking, add a Culligan reverse osmosis. Bottled quality water right at your tap, ladies and gentlemen. Great taste, and it's certified to reduce tough contaminants like lead and PFAs. Right now, get up to $300 off a whole home system or just $9.95 a month for your first 3 months. Schedule your free water test at CulliganHuskers.com. That's CulliganHuskers.com. Culligan of Lincoln, water you love. Go Big Red. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
I love Nebraska Pick 3. It's the Nebraska Lottery's very best game, and nothing could ever change my mind.
What if I told you there's now a Nebraska Pick 4?
Say what?
It costs just $1 to play. There's a $6,000 top prize with drawings every day, and you could choose from 6 different bet types. What would you say to that?
I love Nebraska Pick 4. It's the Nebraska Lottery's very best game, and nothing could ever change my mind.
Thought so. Straight bet top prize odds 1 in 10,000.
Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schweizo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at WindowWorldLincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Join LES at 6 p.m. Thursday, October 9th at the LES Operations Center to learn about the utilities' proposed 2026 budget and electric rates, and share your input at the annual public meeting. Learn more at les.com.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air,
and Electrical.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at gainatrucking.com. Advanced Medical Imaging is hosting their 3rd annual Breast Cancer Awareness Walk on October 11th at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. Hear inspiring stories from survivors, enjoy local food truck vendors, a live DJ, and other family-friendly activities as we unite to bring awareness about breast cancer. Check-in begins at 8:30 a.m. with the walk starting at 9. Register your team today for Advanced Medical Imaging's 3rd annual Breast Cancer Awareness Walk online at amimaging.com. Let's walk for those we've lost, for those still fighting, and for a future without breast cancer. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
This is the Adam Carriker Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Boom! Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Adam Carriker Show. It is indeed the loaded hour and the fastest hour in radio. All right. This segment of the Adam Carriker Show is sponsored by our good friends at Suizo Construction, where safety isn't just a policy, it's a promise. Suizo is hiring skilled craftsmen, laborers, concrete workers, and steel erectors who value quality work and a team that has your back on and off the job site. Apply at Suizo.com. 40 years strong in business. Suizo Construction. That's SCHWISOW.com. Is there anything off the text line? I mean, we chatted about Dana's offensive updates, Butler's defensive updates after the bye, had a interview with Roco Spindler. I felt like that was a great interview. He's well-spoken. I generally think of offensive linemen as not very smart. No, I'm just kidding, okay? If there was an offensive lineman sitting here, they would say defensive linemen aren't very smart, but he was great. And so was Latovsky. What was that, 2 weeks ago, Henry? So we got some smart guys, well-spoken offensive linemen. Is there anything off the text line real quick, Jake? Oh, boy.
The one response is get creative, if going back to that conversation, by beating the opponent when we're outmatched.
Do you think we were outmatched versus Michigan?
It appeared to be. At least on the offensive line to defensive line.
Well, yeah. I mean, okay, yes, in the trenches, absolutely.
Yeah.
Not debatable. As a team, though, as a whole. Like, it was not pretty in the trenches, but I'm going to come back to the score was still within a field goal. Yes, they made some mistakes. So did we. 0 points in our first 2 drives where our only missed field goal all year. Okay, inside their 10-yard line. We had a wide receiver accidentally step out of bounds. There's 7 more points. So it goes both ways. So that argument drives me nuts. Oh, they should have had 14 more points. Well, we could have had a lot more points too. So it goes both ways. At the end, both teams did things well. Both things got to improve. Both teams did things that were sloppy, and it was a field goal game. That's how I look at it.
They only had 40 more yards than Nebraska, despite all those big plays.
Like, look at the stats. Now, the one thing that is not close is yards per play average. That was not comparable, but the time of possession was in our favor drastically, Jake. I don't feel like we were overmatched as a team. Overmatched in the trenches, yes, and I'll be honest with you, at this point, we should not be that overmatched regardless of if it's Michigan, Penn State, or whoever in the trenches. But we are where we are, and I want to see how we look against Michigan State. Anything else off the text line?
I think that's it for now. Yeah, Old Dad 34 disagreed. Only outmatched in the trenches.
Okay. And that's kind of where I came back to the slam dunk analogy. Do you remember Dwight Howard? I mean, this is like 10, 15 years ago. His first slam dunk competition ever. Don't nod your head. Yes, you don't even know what I'm talking about.
Well, I remember he was in several of them, so I don't know which one you're talking about. But
it might have been his second one.
Yeah.
I remember one, Nate Robinson came out with like because Dwight would come out with the Superman cape on because that was his thing. So Nate Robinson came out with the Kryptonite cape on.
That's right, yeah.
I remember that. But Dwight did a dunk where he had a sticker in one hand and he touched the very top of the backboard. Think about this. And then dunked the ball with his other hand. I'm doing it with the wrong hands. It was on the left side. His left hand touched the top of the backboard. He left the sticker up there and dunked the basketball. He got an average of a score of 8 on that. And then he pointed to the top of the backboard because nobody realized what he had done. And then everyone's like, oh, that's a 10. But the scores had already come in. My point is, if Nate Robinson just goes and dunks from 10 feet away and doesn't touch the top of anything and just dunks, it looks way more impressive. First of all, he's a freak of an athlete. But the amount of air under his feet due to his lack of height compared to like 6'11" Dwight Howard, it just looks more impressive. So yes, it was not pretty in the trenches. It looked a certain kind of way. I'm not trying to diminish that. It looked a certain kind of way, but don't let that, and that is the most important part of winning football games in the Big Ten, is the trenches. That's the unfortunate part, especially in this conference, especially as the weather turns cold. But don't let that take away from the team as a whole. All right. A couple of volleyball notes. Senior Rebecca Alec entered the top 5 in Nebraska's rally scoring blocks list, passing Sarah Paven. Rebecca Alec is also leading the Huskers. This is volleyball, if you don't know, in hitting percentage so far this season, hitting .463. And I should have known this about DBK, Danny Busboom Kelly, especially since we crossed over for like 3 or 4 years. She was 1 year younger than me. She's the all-time single season leader in digs with 580. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know.
I did not know that either. Let's see here. I had another stat because she was the Big 12 Libero of the Year. She was also a setter before that. So setter Bergen Riley has officially passed Danny Busboom Kelly in Nebraska's rally scoring era assists list and moves into the top 5. So congratulations to Bergen Riley, the 2-time back-to-back champ. Big Ten setter of the year is what I mean. But congratulations to Danny Busboom Kelly for being so high on multiple lists, playing multiple positions. John Cook has talked about how he just saw her at a camp and she was really athletic. And basically she was going to go play softball, ended up not playing softball because Cook's like, no, come play volleyball with us. And that's how she ended up playing volleyball for Nebraska. I'm paraphrasing a much longer story. This is a pretty cool story as well. I don't know if you saw this, but all right. A young girl, Riley, spent her Make-A-Wish with the Nebraska volleyball team this past weekend, attended her first match. I mean, I'm looking at a picture of her sitting right on the bench right next to the team, basically, in between a couple of the players, sitting basically, not basically, but one seat over from Danny Busboom Kelly. That's pretty cool. A Make-A-Wish like that to a lot of these kids, you know, they're going through rough times, hard times, obviously, and to have an opportunity to do something like that for the volleyball team, to embrace her the way they did. If you watch social media, they embraced her. And it was pretty cool. When you see things like that, what kind of crosses your mind there, Jay? Because that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. And it really kind of goes back to the volleyball state that is Nebraska. You know, and you know, sometimes it's like, well, is it in the water? Is there something kind of going on there? And sometimes it's just that culture that you build and you know, young ladies look up to the Nebraska volleyball team. And so they get going at it early. And so it's just, it's all part of, I think part of that, but it's awesome to embrace that rule. It's one thing just to fill it out. Okay, yeah, we can do that. It's another thing to really embrace it.
So there's a particular volleyball player. I posted one of my daughters, a lot of my daughters love volleyball. One of them's older. And I forget what I put out on X. It's like 6-7 months ago. And she responded in the comments. I'll keep her name out of it because she's working on something for us. If it doesn't come to fruition, it's no big deal. She responded in the comments. I know someone who can help with getting tickets to a volleyball match. Obviously, she means her. And she hit me up out of nowhere 2-3 weeks ago. Hey, just wanted to follow up. You still interested in doing this? We've mentioned her name already. That's going to be your only hint. And so I said, hey, can we do this match or this match? Give her a couple options. She's working on it. Like, that's the type of ladies that are on this volleyball team. I mean, it didn't have to respond to me, didn't have to hit me up out of nowhere. That's pretty cool. And whether it comes to fruition or not, it's still really cool of them. What do you think of John Cook? Now, he's in a position, I'm sure you've seen the picture of him interviewing Danny Busboom Kelly, his former player and assistant coach. Don't forget that. She won a national title as an assistant coach and a player under Cook. And, his name's escaped me. I do apologize. The guy who stands up now.
Dan Reyes?
Yes. Yeah. And I'm looking at a picture of him right now interviewing Jalen. Like, what a juxtaposition turnabout it is for John Cook to be, like, coaching these people, coaching with these people, teaching them how to be coaches, and now he's interviewing them. And now he's one of the head guys at the pro volleyball team in Omaha as well, along with Jordan Larson. What do you think about where John Cook's at these days? He's got a statue. He's living life. Man, what are your thoughts on all this?
Yeah, it's really cool. It's awesome. You know, I mean, there could be part of me or part of Nebraska fans that say, well, he has all this energy still, maybe he can still be out there. But the point is that he still has, you know, he's still very much involved. He can kind of stay, you know, close to it without having to breathe it and live it day in and day out. So you just feel like he's living his best life. Like you said, I think somebody puts a statue up of you too. That might make you feel a little better.
So I'm not going to lie to you. A lot of people I know, when they retire, they're busier when they retire than they were when they were actually, quote unquote, working. I can argue I'm busier than I ever was when I was playing. I always had the excuse, I got to play Sunday. And if I didn't want to do anything, nobody was going to make me go. And so if it wasn't going to help me play better on Saturday or Sunday, I'll be honest, I wasn't doing it. And so while I was working my butt off, you also need that downtime and recovery time, like Roco talked about when we interviewed him. There ain't a lot of that now. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, their life is busy, or it helps. I mean, I have 6 kids in multiple club sports right now. We are legit. I sat down the other day. We're a part of 14 different club teams. Let me check that. 12 club teams, 2 rec teams. My 8-year-old's on 1 club soccer team and then 2 rec teams, okay, in basketball and baseball. And so it's like, that keeps you busy. People are like, what do you do for a living now? I'm the family Uber driver. That's really what I do. I'm the family Uber driver. And so John Cook, he's probably busier than he ever was when he was coaching. I don't know. But he's definitely busy, definitely got a love for volleyball. It hasn't gone anywhere. But he said his dream, one of his dreams, was to leave Nebraska volleyball in a place where it would just keep going and keep rolling on. And they got to be the odds-on favorite to win a national championship this year. And he's got to be sitting back looking at that being like, that's pretty cool. I achieved that part, that aspect of my dream, to leave the program in great hands and in a great position. All right. Not everything is sunshine and roses in a valley full of daisies, though, Jake. This has not been talked about. Are you concerned about this? You're a volleyball expert, right?
Sure.
Just say yes. Can we talk about, this is via Little Red Volleyball on X. Can we talk about something for a moment? Why do you think Nebraska is last in aces in the Big Ten? Ooh, what does that mean? I'm going to finish the rest of the tweet. I don't think the Huskers are poor servers, but are we just sending it over to prevent service errors? So if you remember a season ago, they actually had quite a few service errors. Is it, hey, we're just so good at bump set serve, we're going to get it over, we're going to make you beat us there? Do you think there's something else to it, Jake? This has not been discussed at all, and I feel like people are avoiding the dark truth on this. What are your thoughts on this? Like, seriously.
Yeah, I mean, I think that could be. I mean, it could be a plan to say, hey, we know we're better as a team once we get it in play. Let's just focus on that. But that could be, just it could just be a statistical anomaly. I'm not really sure. This is where my volleyball expertise ends.
I was not aware of that, and it is true. I don't think it's alarming or concerning. I thought it was interesting, though. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen. The fastest hour in radio has concluded. Have a glorious Tuesday. I'll see you fine folks on Thursday. Until next time, go Big Red, and always remember to throw the bones.
Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Connect with us today at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997.